Hey, how's it going? I'm going to answer a question from AJ, and I'm just going to read you the question. I printed it out, and then I'm going to answer it. So AJ says, hey, I have a quick question. I have been following your videos on YouTube, and I've adopted the per cut pricing model, and it's been great with our customers. They love it. But now as we roll into the cooler months of the year, many of our customers here in Jacksonville, Florida, they're going to go bi-weekly. With that said, my cash flow will drop. What should I do? I started my business in September of 2015, and I have 54 customers, and I'm growing. I know I can figure it out myself, but it's much smarter to ask a pro. So, you know, you're exactly right. Your cash flow is going to drop because they're going to go bi-weekly, but it's really no different than if you had put them under a contract in an agreement. So, for example, if you cut, let's just do something simple. Let's say you cut 40 times a year at $10 a cut. That's $400 a year in revenue. Whether you bill it under contract and divide 400 by 12 payments, or you bill it per cut, you're getting the exact same amount of money at the end of the day. There's no difference. You're getting the same amount of money. The only difference is how did you budget, and how did you save, and how did you handle the money? So the advantage of the per cut model over the contract model is I get my money way faster. Well, everybody's under contract, meaning my competitors who are getting their money in November and December. I already got all my money, and I could put all that money to use, or I could choose to save it so I'd have plenty of money in the winter. So this is one of the most important concepts. When you're doing annual contracts, you're just basically forcing yourself to save money because the client is paying you later. So it's like a built-in savings account in that you didn't get the money, you couldn't be tempted to spend it, so you were forced to save it because it's not going to show up till the later months. So I first want to make the point that there's no difference between per cut and contract. You're still getting the exact same amount of money. It's on you to be aware of that and hold back some of that money and save that money as you're getting it throughout the year, because you're getting it faster than other companies that are using contracts. There's really no magic. That's your option. Now, if you don't have any money, and this is a little early in your business, what some companies will do is they'll get a line of credit. Again, you got to be super careful here. You can get yourself into a world of hurt if you don't understand the balance of money coming in and the balance of money going out. So your receivables coming in, your payables coming out. If you don't understand that stuff and you start to use debt like lines of credit or financing a lot of things, you can be in for a great shock at some point in your business where you've accumulated all this debt and you're not making enough money to pay it all back. But the way some companies do this is they use a line of credit to help them get through the winter. They're not living on the line entirely, but they're using it for some of the shortfalls in cash flow. And then outside of that, your only other option is to go out. So one, you either save some money so you have plenty through the winter. Two, you didn't save enough money, hopefully not because you wasted it, but because you invested it in the company for tremendous growth. So now winter arrives, you're a little short on money. You're not like completely upside down, but you're short, so you use a line of credit to help get you through. That's option number two. Option number three is you have to sell services that will continue to generate a lot of revenue through the winter. Now, being that you're in Florida, you have an advantage over some companies. However, a lot of northern companies have an advantage over you because they can go into snow plowing. But what is it you can do even outside of lawn mowing and lawn care in these winter months? So because you're a lawn care company, don't solely pigeonhole yourself into the concept that you can only do lawn care related things. Could you do pest control? Could you do gutters? Could you do windows? What might you need to do right now while the business is small just to survive? Now, as the business grows, you want to get more and more focused and quit doing lots of miscellaneous things and be really good at just a few services. But for right now, at only 54 clients, your number one goal is to make enough money to grow the company. You need to be selling all the time, and you need to have enough money to get you through the winter, so you sort of do whatever you got to do. So don't get stuck thinking of yourself just as a lawn care company. Do whatever you need to do to keep bringing money in the winter. But those are the basic principles, and there is no magic to it. You've just got to save the money. You've got to understand the flow of money, and then in these winter months, because we're in seasonal businesses, we've got to figure out how to hustle and go get additional revenue. And for the savviest of companies, they don't just say, hey, man, it's a bummer, there's no mowing to do, or there's no fertilization weed control, or whatever it might be in your market. They go find different sources of revenue. I'm going to caution you again on that as a long-term strategy, but it's a great short-term strategy given where you're at right now.